We're back for our daily NBA predictions here on the channel. Today is Thursday, March 20th, and we've got 5 games today in the National Basketball Association, headlined by a big one in Los Angeles. Feels like every Lakers game's a big one, but it is. Lakers and Bucks tonight from the Crypto.com arena. Again, 5 games on the slate. The other big one, I guess, Bulls, Kings. I don't know. Warriors, Raptors, Knicks, Hornets, Nets, Pacers. We're going to go over every single one of these. And folks, before we get into the predictions, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. Earlier today, we posted our college basketball best bets. Obviously, today's the first day of the round of 64 with the NCAA tournament, so make sure to go check that video out. That is linked in the description down below. And also make sure to go check out our full March Madness bracket breakdown. I predicted every single game of the tournament and predicted a winner too of March Madness, so make sure to go check out that video. And also go make sure to check out our UFC London predictions. Leon Edwards, Sean Brady in the main event this weekend again for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Subscribe to that channel and Greedo Plays MMA. Subscribe to this channel you're watching this video on as we get on to the first of our 5 games today. And we start in Charlotte, North Carolina with the Charlotte Hornets and the New York Knicks. We're taking the Hornets on the spread, but we're taking the Knicks on the money line. I think Charlotte can keep this game really close. Guys, the Knicks played an abysmal basketball game yesterday. Now, shout out to Mamu on the Spurs. 19 minutes, 20-something? 34 points in 19 minutes. Insane. Sandro Mamusvili. Insane stuff for the Georgian. I believe it's Georgian. Yeah, I spent the last couple days praising the New York Knicks for how well they've been playing without Jalen Brunson, and, Cat's been phenomenal, and Cat was still good last night against the Spurs in San Antonio, but I don't know. You lose to the Spurs, who are awful. They get Charlotte on the road second night of a back-to-back. I don't think they lose this game. I actually think the Hornets can keep this one kind of close. Charlotte has played 2 very non-competitive basketball games back-to-back, though, losing to the Los Angeles Clippers at the Intuit Dome, 123-88, and then losing to the Atlanta Hawks in their last game by 32. And we'll see if LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges both play tonight. I believe they're both questionable for this one. Melo, actually probable with the wrist injury. Oh, okay. Bridges probable with an illness. So both Melo and Miles Bridges are playing. So it should be a somewhat close game. Again, that's why we're taking the Hornets on the +7.5. And especially the way the New York Knicks played yesterday, I don't know. And again, New York, second night of a back-to-back. Charlotte, has had a day off by now. And obviously, again, the better basketball team is the New York Knicks. That was why we expect New York to win. I expect Karl-Anthony Towns to have another big night. I expect Mikal Bridges to continue playing phenomenal basketball at the same time. But I do think this team is still, I think they're going to struggle without Jalen Brunson, which sure is a different message than I brought to you a couple days ago. But, you can't lose to the Spurs. And I get it. San Antonio played one of their best games of the season, given the injuries, obviously, to De'Aaron Fox and to Victor Wembanyama with, again, the 30-something points from Mamuskili. I'm always butchering his name. I know it happens, but it's just come on. They were down before Sandro went crazy, too. I still expect the Knicks to win, but I don't expect them to necessarily put it on the Hornets. Second night of a back-to-back, you're still on the road. I'm going to take Charlotte on the spread, but New York to win the game outright. I don't like this game at all, though. I wouldn't bet it. All right, guys? I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of March Madness today. There's better NBA games today. This is probably the game I'd bet last. It just is. All right? Full transparency. Next up, Nets Pacers. I would bet this before I bet Knicks Hornets. The Indiana Pacers continue to find ways to win. Now, they didn't cover the spread yesterday against the Dallas Mavericks, but I just got to give this team so much credit, man. And I've been giving them credit all year long. I was campaigning for this team, guys, when they were under 500 in January. I was still telling you guys that this team was going to make a run this season. And I still fully believe that, right? Indiana now has climbed up to the 4th seed, and I think ultimately that's where they're going to end up. And I think there's a world, guys, where the Indiana Pacers eliminate the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round of the playoffs. I'm just saying. And we get potentially a Pacers-Celtics rematch in the Eastern Conference Finals. There's a world where that happens, okay? Because ultimately, I do think they're going to finish with a better regular season record than the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons. When the Pacers were losing to the Mavericks, I was thinking, all right, I'm going to have to come on today and tell you guys, well, that's just what happens when Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play, right? Again, Siakam played, Miles Turner played, but that's just what happens when Halliburton's not in the lineup. Well, they still found a way to win. They get a steal in the inbound. Ryan Nembhard's playing today for Gonzaga. Nembhard hits the big three, though, for the Pacers to take the lead, obviously. And again, Andrew Nembhard's a baller. And Indiana, of course, ends up winning the basketball game by 4 points. In the game that they were down by, 8 with 3 minutes to go. That's just what the Indiana Pacers do. They find ways to win. And I kind of have a feeling Tyrese is going to play tonight. He didn't want, they had, basically the Pacers had the decision, is he going to play yesterday, is he going to play today, right? Because he's not going to play both ends of the back-to-back. They ultimately decided, I think, that he's going to play this game against Brooklyn. Okay, great. You get Halliburton back, this team's even better. And they're playing with so much momentum right now. Back-to-back come from behind victories, right? The victory over the Timberwolves on the road up in Minneapolis. And the win yesterday, I know, again, the Mavericks were absolutely horrible, or just, roster-wise, they look really bad. Clay didn't even play last night. But a win is a win for the Pacers, man. They're now 10 games over 500. They will always seem to score over 130 points. And I just don't think the Nets are able to keep up. And again, we expect Tyrese to play tonight. Also, the Nets are without their two best players. Cam Thomas obviously out for the entire season, and Cameron Johnson is just being rested tomorrow. So enter probably Trendon Watford into the starting lineup for Brooklyn. But a team led by D'Angelo Russell, Nick Claxton is not beating Indiana here on Indiana's home court. Again, the way I still see things right now, I think the Pacers are a team that's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Personally, that's how I still see it happening. I think they will beat the Cavaliers in a 7-game series. Indiana's been there before. Cleveland hasn't, okay? Just be honest, guys. What has Donovan Mitchell won in the playoffs? Remember when the Jazz were, 1 seed and they didn't go anywhere? I'm just saying, right? We'll see. It could be different this year. Obviously, Cleveland is loaded this year. Indiana made a run last year. Cleveland, lost the Celtics in the second round. I don't know. This game, though, we're taking the Pacers to win and cover. It comes down to, we expect Halliburton to be back. This team's so much different when Tyrese, who is a top 15, top 20 player in the sport, he is in the lineup. And again, with Brooklyn, we know Thomas is out for the year, and you add on top of that Cameron Johnson just being rested tomorrow. Yeah, don't like it at all for the Nets. Give me the Indiana Pacers to win the game, obviously, and cover the 9.5. I expect it to be a blowout tonight at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We go on to our third game of the night, and we go to the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. We have the Golden State Warriors taking on the Toronto Raptors. Give me the Warriors to win. This line has shifted some since I made the graphic. The line is now 13.5 for the Toronto Raptors. So sure, you can. There's an extra point that we lose. It's fine. I'm still taking the Raptors plus 13.5 in this game. Toronto is coming off back-to-back losses. Now, the Phoenix loss was horrible. They lose the game by 40 points. Prior to that, though, a 3-point loss to the Portland Trailblazers on the road. We'll see who plays tonight for Golden State, obviously, right? Stephen Curry didn't play their last game. I expect him to be back, and I think, again, the Warriors expect him to be back tonight as well. So for the most part, Golden State should be at full health. I don't think Gary Payton is playing tonight for Golden State, but that shouldn't affect the line too much. I just think Toronto's able to play a competitive game here. The injuries for the Raptors have really hurt them. We're going to see no RJ Barrett tonight. I believe Jakob Poeltl has to be back by now because he rested the Suns game on Monday. And we'll see if Jacoby Walter plays too. But Toronto, again, has not played since Monday. They've been off for 3 nights. I think they're able to, again, just stay somewhat competitive with Golden State. I'll take you back to the first time these two teams met in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I get that's when the Raptors were going on their little streak. But they beat the Warriors in the first matchup by 3 points. It was their 10th victory of the season. They were 9-31 going into that game. And sure, again, is Scotty Barnes, Scotty Barnes only scored 23 points. Yeah, it wasn't like, some Herculean effort by anybody for Toronto in that game. They just, kept it really close and ultimately won. Now, I get it. The Raptors have always played better in Canada this year than they have in the States, but I do think they're able to keep this game relatively close to the Warriors. Again, they could lose the game by 10 and we still cover. That's kind of what we're hoping for in this spot. I understand Golden State's great, but this does feel like somewhat of a trap. It does. They're going right on the road after this game, and man, they have a long road trip coming up, right? Last game of the homestand. I think the Raptors are able to just keep them, relatively close in this one, because after tonight for the Warriors, they go to Atlanta, they go to Miami, they go to New Orleans, to San Antonio, to Memphis, to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers. They return home on April 4th. This is the last home Warriors game in the month of March, right? So I think the Raptors are able to keep this game relatively close. We obviously expect Golden State to win. They're able to beat Milwaukee on Tuesday night without Steph Curry in the lineup. Curry obviously returns tonight. We think the Warriors win, but I don't mind the plus 13.5 points here for the Raptors on the road. Expect Scotty Barnes to have a big night. Again, played fairly well in the first matchup between these two squads. Again, obviously it's a different Warriors team with Jimmy Butler in the lineup. But I'm going to take Toronto here on the points, plus 13.5. But sure, again, yeah, the Warriors will probably win the game as minus 1,000 favorites. We go on to our fourth game of the night, and we move to Sacramento, California. I know, again, I've been picking the Bulls a lot. I picked this team a lot for a team that's 11 games under 500. I don't know. The Kings have won back-to-back games. I just feel like this kind of has to run out eventually. They beat the Cavaliers without Zach LaVine last night. And obviously Sabonis is out for a week. If LaVine didn't play yesterday due to personal issues, and I hope everything's great for him, but I don't think he's gonna play tonight either. So the Kings are already shorthanded. Jake LaRavia is out as well. So just the entire lineup's just kind of depleted tonight. And a second night of a back-to-back. This is where I think Chicago gets them. I know, again, the Bulls didn't beat the Suns yesterday. They did cover, though, only losing the game by 6 points. Shout out to Kobe White, had a big night. Shout out to Josh Giddey, who had a big night off the bench. And I expect Giddey to unfortunately not play tonight, who, again, is their star. I doubt Giddey's going to play the second night of a back-to-back after coming back from injury. Maybe he does, but obviously we assume Giddey's going to continue to get phased back into the starting lineup. I don't think we can continue to start Trey Jones out the one. What are we doing? Giddey's the point guard. I don't know why he didn't start yesterday, but it's okay. I would expect no Giddey tonight, but still, I think the Bulls are able to win the game outright. Hear me out, guys. Again, Sacramento has 7 guys who can play tonight. 7 regular rotational guys before we get into the Doug McDermotts and the Markelle Fultzes and the Devin Carters. So Devin Carter does play now, but right before we get into Jay Crowder and Isaac Jones, right? Again, NBA players obviously, but they're main rotational guys. They don't have that many, obviously, with no LaVine, no LaRavia, and no Sabonis. And sure, again, it paid off last night. They were able to beat the Cavaliers. Again, a result that really shocked me personally. But second night of a back-to-back, I don't like it. I think Chicago is able to go in here and win. Again, conservative play, obviously, just take the points with Chicago. They're a 6.5 point dog here on the road in Sac. But if you want to get, aggressive, take the plus 200. I don't mind it. I think the Bulls, again, are better than the record indicates. I think they are going to, yes, I do think they're going to beat the Orlando Magic in the play-in. Still, I do think they will. I think they're going to beat the Heat at home in the 9-10. I think they're going to go to Orlando and beat them and then get the 8 seed to take on the Bulls. Take on the Cavs, the Bulls will. We'll see, though. I'm taking Chicago here on the points. Again, Kobe White's been playing phenomenal ball recently. And sure, again, I hope Josh Giddey plays, but I doubt it again with the injury. Second out of a back-to-back, I highly doubt it. I'm still taking Chicago, though, without Giddey, primarily because, again, I think the Bulls are able to keep up pace-wise. Obviously, both these teams play kind of the same. They both run a lot. They both take quick shots. And Sacramento doesn't have LaVine, Sabonis, and LaRavia. So I'm going to take the Bulls here to go on the road and win. If not, definitely cover, though, the 6.5 points. We go on to our final game of the night, and we go to Los Angeles, California. Guys, if we get the Lakers at plus money, we're absolutely hammering. I don't care. It's the second night of a back-to-back. The Lakers are beating the Bucks tonight. They just are. The Bucks have not been playing their best basketball. Sure, they beat the Lakers in Milwaukee. Whole different game, though, now. It's a whole different game. You got to go to crypto and play this squad now. And the first time they played him this season, no Jackson Hayes. That's a huge difference, guys. Again, Luka Doncic is going to get Jackson Hayes paid this offseason. It's crazy. I have no doubt about Luka playing the second night of a back-to-back. He will play it, I think. Oh, he didn't play the Nuggets one. No, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to. We don't have that many more regular season games. We got 15. I'd expect Luka to play. The run they're on right now, I'd expect Luka to play. And again, Jax is playing tonight, which is a big difference. I don't think Hachimura's back just yet. He was questionable. I think he's questionable for this game. I doubt Rui plays. I think Rui probably plays their next game, though, against Chicago on Saturday is a more reasonable, timetable for him. And I think, again, LeBron will probably come back Monday in Orlando, if not Wednesday in Indiana. But I think, again, the Lakers are playing their best basketball right now. Guys, the way Luka takes over the game is crazy. And I know, again, Luka scored 21 in the first quarter, and he only scored 10 points the rest of the game. But that's just what Luka does, man. The presence of Luka Doncic and the way Austin Reeves is playing too. And honestly, again, the defense as well. We always talk about it. DFS, Vando, Goodwin. The defensive unit, obviously, is tremendous. And he also, again, Jackson Hayes, who's been killing it this season. And sure, again, no Jokic last night, no Jamal Murray, which was surprising because I'm always used to, and Lakers fans are always used to, every star coming back and playing the Lakers. Obviously, we saw that with Norman Powell. But I will take it. One night where we don't have to play their best. The Lakers, again, are now the 3 seed in the Western Conference. And that's huge. Absolutely huge. The Bucks, again, guys, this Milwaukee team has lost 5 out their last 7. 3 straight losses to Orlando, Cleveland, and Indiana. They then beat the Lakers and the Pacers at home. and they lose to OKC on their own home court, and they just went on the road and lost to the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry. Giannis got shut down by Draymond Green. And sure, Draymond, again, an all-time great player, all-time great defensive player. All right, let's see Vando have a night tonight. Let's see DFS have a night tonight. That's where my standpoint, that's where my mindset's at for this game. Again, if the Warriors are able to beat this team shorthanded, why won't the Lakers do it? And they're only shorthanded Rui and LeBron, which in all fairness is a lot. But if the Warriors are able to beat this team without Curry, I think the Lakers should be able to do it too. So again, I expect Luka to play. I don't think Rui's going to be back just yet, but it's fine, dude. I'm fine with Luka, Reeves, Goodwin, Vando, Jackson Hayes, or DFS Jackson Hayes. Whoever starts, they're going to have the 4. Whoever they want on Giannis, basically, tonight. Probably DFS. Vando. I don't care. Regardless, both those guys can hoop. I don't care. And again, the bench presence of Dalton Connect and Gabe Vincent's been great. Obviously, we love Bronny James off the bench as well. Bronny almost had a hockey assist last night. Should have got it. Goodwin should have hit that shot in the corner, or was it Shake? I think Shake should have hit the shot in the corner to get Bronny's hockey assist. But still, guys, the Lakers are playing great ball. They're 18 games over 500. I think they keep the winning streak going. Again, I expect Luka to play. I think the only reason this line is where it's at is because they don't know if Luka's playing or not. I know Luka didn't play the other back-to-back, that they last had. I think he'll play this time around, though. I think the Lakers are trying to, keep their momentum going. And honestly, when we look at the schedule, I think the Lakers can, keep on winning. I mean, Milwaukee, Chicago, Orlando, Indiana, Chicago, Memphis. All right, I mean, these are some big games, but some winnable games for Los Angeles. They just need to make sure they don't fall into that 7 through 10. 7 seeds basically we're looking at here. I doubt it. I highly doubt they fall out. They should be fine, especially with Minnesota losing back-to-back games, which is crazy. I did not think the Timberwolves are going to lose to the Pels last night. Because I think the Clippers have the same record now. The Lakers will be fine. They just got to keep finding ways to win, and I think they do it tonight here against the Bucks, who struggled against Golden State. So give me the Los Angeles Lakers on their own home court to beat the Milwaukee Bucks as underdogs. So folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA predictions here for this Thursday, March 20th slate. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.